Hi guys, it's Angie Bell with My Fairy Treasures. How you guys doing? Okay, so we are creating another page. We're using Aimie's collage books, which I am obsessed with. So this is the layout. Let me just move this over a little bit. Just want to get in frame and get myself organized. Okay. Okay, I gotta move my chair over. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get my chair lined up with the camera and me lined up with my book. All right. And I'm doing it on a chair that's missing a screw. So I need to fix my chair before I end up on the ground. Okay. Maybe I should do it like this. No, we'll do it like this, because this is all we're working on, is this page. Okay, so I just want to show you just approximately like what we're doing. This is not glued down because we still have to, of course, have to do the background, but this is the layout, okay? And I used Aimie's Whimsical Houses. So this beautiful house right here is out of this book. And you get these, the only place I know here in the United States, because she's from, I think is she from England? I can't remember where she's from, but here in the States, Amazon's the only one I know that carries them. The flowers we got out of the Collage Ephemera for Art Journaling Flowers book. I'm telling you guys, these are fabulous. And what's fabulous is she says she does not care if you make copies for yourself. So you can just use these over and over and over. So before I tear it out of here, and I make a copy, and then I use the copies and keep the originals. I love it. That's the fairy. Sorry, this is what the fairy, this fairy, so all the flowers are that book, and then the fairy here is, and this flower there, well, all the flowers are out of the flower book I showed you, and then the fairies are out of this book. Okay, so you guys, if you're looking for those, you have an idea of what they look like, so you can grab those. And I have books that I haven't even used yet, and I cannot wait to use them. I'm excited. Okay, so we can now take these pieces off. Oh, and I took my, either use your phone, I'm using my iPad, and I took a picture, because I'm using my phone for the video. But I took a picture with my iPad, or do it with your phone, so that you have, if you've already rearranged your collage, then you don't lose it. So, all right, so let's start out with, of course, the background. Okay, and in the title, you guys saw that I want to use a bunch of, scrapbook paper and scraps, okay? I got a few other things I pulled too. But I think so much, if we have so much scrapbook paper, that we should be using those in our backgrounds. I'm going to show you my little technique or way of using them. Just one second. I'm trying to put my cover back on my, there we go, on my iPad. Okay, so what we always do, start by putting our papers down. Also, I have some Tim Holtz collage paper. We're going to use that. Did I pull any napkins? I pulled some things that are kind of like napkins. I'm going to use napkins in my next one. In my next background. Oh, and I need a baby wipe too, so just one second. You always need these because, of course, because your hands get messy doing this kind of stuff. So we got that. I'm going to get my glue brush here. Alrighty, and we'll get started here. Alrighty, and I also like to use, oh, I have one more, oh, I have two more butterflies over here that I didn't see. Okay, those will go on there somewhere too. Okay, And I'm using a magazine as a glue surface. All right, so what do we want to go with first? I have a bunch of stuff over here. I got a bunch of stuff. Let's go with some scrapbook paper first, since I put that in the title. Look how pretty this is. And this is scrapbook paper, but it's a scrap that I have. So go to your scrap bin of all your scrapbook paper and start using it. We have all these beautiful papers. Let's use them in our background. And then, of course, just choose colors that are going to work well. I'm going to go ahead and cover this whole page, but when I get done putting all my collage pieces on, I'm only going to have about like from here to here. But things peekaboo through. So we're going to collage, we're going to do the whole page for the background. This is fun. I haven't done a background like this for a while. This is an old school way that I really loved doing. So that's what we are going to do. Look how pretty that is. Oh, gorgeous. Just making sure the camera's going. Okay. I heard something and I was like, oh. And I also have, of course, you know, music notes and like the love letters that I love using. I have all that stuff too. And if you want letters like I call them love letters. I say old, you can say old love letters. You can say French love letters. I say love letters, and you just get the best stuff like this. And you just Google that, okay? Just 1 second. Isn't actually ripped the way I want it, so we're gonna. All right, what I'm wanting is a straight edge here and a straight edge here, so I can line them up here, but I don't want this, of course, to be straight. Alrighty. Like very torn looking edges. Put my little clippy down here while I work up here. All right, we're going to put that in there. Okay, so line that up right here. Lay that in. And a lot of times I go over the edges and then I trim them off later. It's easier than always having to try to line everything up. Unless it just lines up. But if it doesn't, I don't worry about it. I'll trim it afterwards. Okay, then look at this. This is like scrapbook paper on a roll I got at a clearance at Hobby Lobby. Isn't that fabulous? I love it. And all these colors are in what I'm doing, so it's going to be really pretty. I'm just taking the, you guys know I don't like straight lines, so. You know what I don't, it blends so much nicer. I like everything, I don't like to see squares. I like to see everything blending, and it blends really well when, it blends really well when you have torn edges. So I'm going to put that right there. And then let's tear into this a little bit more. There we go. That's pretty. But I want this to go down here. Or do I want this to go here? Now, we want it to go up here. Okay. And here's another thing. Don't think too much. Use your intuition, put it down. Use your intuition, put it down. Don't fret. The less fretting you do, the more beautiful it's going to look. I promise. Well, don't blame me if your work turns out ugly. Just kidding. That just came to me. That was so smart, Alec. I shouldn't even have said that. Oh, you know what? I like that against there. Let's do that. I do need this edge to be straight, though, because I want that to line up there. You know what? Let's do it with the scissors. We'll just do it with the scissors. I pulled, you guys should see how much stuff I pulled. I pulled out, of course, way more than I'll ever use on this thing here, but it's nice to have choices. Yeah, I like that. I think it's nice to have a whole bunch of choices of what you want. So get yourself a pile of scraps of scrapbook paper, or if you just want to go through your scrapbooks and pull out some fresh sheets. If you have I'm also going to use some of my Tim Holtz, which I never use them, and I'm going to use them. I pulled them, the Tim Holtz collage papers. I've been wanting to, and I got them for a good deal. I got them on clearance during the Hobby Lobby clearance for $1.74. That's a great price. I mean, can't even tell what they were before, but they weren't $1.74. I'm sure they're like $6, $7, something like that. Okay, let's keep going here. And you know, I'm working in my journal that I created. It's like a ledger journal, so you can leave space in here with the ledger on it if you wanted to. I think today we're not, but you can. Okay. I love this. Look at that. Isn't that fabulous? It's like wood grain with pink polka dots. So cool. Oh, I like that right there. Fabulous. I need to turn the page. Okay. So we're going to take it like this. Or maybe we'll... I think I want to go against, you know what I don't like? Is I don't like how this piece is shaped. All right, let's go like, am I liking that? I'm not. Okay, just a second. I don't like how that piece is shaped. I can't get it. Okay, I have more of it, so. There we go. I like this better. All right, you know, this makes more sense to me. I don't know what was wrong with me with that. I couldn't get my head wrapped around it. There we go. This piece is better. Now this, I can get my head around that. I just can't get my head around that other piece. Let's just trim this down just a little bit more. Yeah, I like that. And here I am telling you, don't fret. Make a decision, put it down. And here's me over here fretting. I just couldn't get into that piece. I don't know why. It was bugging me. But this is good right here. Okay. This isn't even going to really be seen too much, but there might be a little bit of it. Don't want to put that there. We'll see. All right, what else do I have over here? We need a letter to go here, like a love letter or a map or something. Let's see. We'll use this. I do not know why, but I just absolutely love collage. It's always been, since I was little, it's my favorite thing. I've told this story a million times. I'll tell it again. But I'd be in class and, you know, they'd be like, let's do math. And I'd be like, ugh, let's not. And then she'd be like, okay, we're going to collage today. And I'm like, can you believe we did collages in school? They probably don't even do that anymore. And I was looking, I was like, yes. Why can't we just collage every day, all day? Why do we even need math? I don't understand. Of course, I never said this, but this is what was going on in my little head. Math, I didn't always understand very well. Collage, that's right up my alley. I understand that. Okay. What else? We've got this color. Look how this is not pretty. We have this color in the thing, which I don't think it's going to show up that much, but little pieces of it will probably peekaboo through, which is good. We'll put that down here. Let's bring this down a little bit. Line that up with this. Alexa, turn off timer. Okay. What else are we doing? Just better be making sure that I'm in frame. Oh, I am. Plenty of time. Oh, that looks gorgeous. Okay. So let's keep going with what we're doing here. I have these. Let me show you. These are really neat. They come, see this right now? This is in between like a dryer sheet, like a paper towel. It's between like a dryer sheet and a napkin. And they call it wrapping paper, and I get it from Daiso, and it comes on a long roll. And a really long roll, like a yard roll looking roll. Isn't that fabulous? It's very French looking. And I have that one. I have this one. And I pulled one more. And I just cut some off the roll, so. Ooh, I want to use this, I think. And I have this one. Look how it just looks so French. Isn't that fabulous? And then I have this one too. Very French looking. I love them. Absolutely love them. There we go. So I want to use this too. And what I like about it, it's see-through. Yeah, we're going to put that on at the end. It's see-through like a napkin is, but kind of tougher like a laundry sheet. Isn't that pretty? I love this. It's thick. It's the only thing I don't like about it. It's cardstock, but I love it. So we're going to use this somewhere. It'll take a little more to glue it down because it's cardstock, but I love it. Yeah, I need these scraps to go somewhere else. Okay, there we go. These scraps cannot stay here and they're going to get mixed up with my collage bits that I want to collage with, and I do not want things mixed up. There we go. All right, that's better. All right. What I'm seeing is like this piece, like this. Oh, that looks pretty. Doesn't that look pretty? Right over the like the love letter, the script. Also, if you have book pages, get book pages out. Book pages will be beautiful in here. Actually, I meant to grab some book pages, but I haven't grabbed any yet, so we're just going to keep going. And I'm going to put this down here too. First, let me just trim this off. Wait, what am I doing? I want this to be on the bottom straight too, just so I can line up the bottom. Or like right there. Yeah, that's pretty. I like that. What I really love is once I really get into the flow, you know? And I'm starting to feel like I'm getting in the flow now. You know, when you first start, you're just starting. You're not, I don't know. It takes me a good 20 minutes to get flowing. Where I'm like, oh yeah, I love that. Oh yeah, I love that. Okay, you may have to hold this a little longer. And if your glue's not working to hold the cardstock down, Eileen's Tacky is always great. But this is working good, so we're good with that. Okay. I love this so much that I'm going to do this again. I'm repeating this in 3 spots. I'm going to put it right like that. Look how pretty that is. It's those little pieces. You guys always save your small pieces like that. Don't throw them away. Just put them in a bucket. Because those kind of pieces are just, they're magic. I call them little elements. When you got your little scraps, these are little elements. work perfect like this. Love it. What else do I want to do? Okay, what else do I have? What else do I want to repeat? Do I want this? This isn't that pretty. It's a pretty scrapbook. It's just a little scrap piece that I have. But I'm actually not really liking that. But I have this piece here too. Oh, which I love right there. I might put that in right here because we're probably going to put some flowers, and this is probably isn't going to show up that much, but I love it. This is where a lot of stuff is going to be down here. But like I said, don't be worried about covering things up, because what you'll have is you'll have things just peekaboo through a little bit, and it really makes, that's the magic. When you have little bits and pieces peekabooing through, it's all the layers in the end. It's all the layers, even the layers you can't see, even the layers that are only showing just a little bit. It makes a difference. Love that. Love that. Don't want that like that? No. Thought I did. You know what I want here? Some script on top of here, I think. Or, you know what, let's leave this, I think, and we'll start using some of that, whatever you call it, this stuff. Well, at Daiso, you find it where you find the wrapping paper. They call this wrapping paper. Isn't that crazy? All right, we want to just want to make sure the edges are not... You can tear this, but you might have to start by just cutting into it a little bit, and then you can tear it so that you have those torn edges. Yeah, sometimes this isn't as easy to rip. There we go. But if you get it started with your scissors, you'll probably be good to go. Don't want that there. Do I want this? Maybe I don't want this at all. We'll see. This is kind of fun about this. You just grab a bunch of stuff and then you find out, oh, I love that right here. Look at that. That looks cool. And I'm going to try to bust out with some of the tissue paper, Tim Holtz tissue paper too. And what's nice about this, you can see right through it like a napkin. And that's how I kind of like to work my napkins. I like to do all the paper stuff first and put the napkins on top because you can see through it. So it's like another really, really good layer. for getting a little quiet, guys. I'm thinking. Got this little piece left over. Should I put that here? No. Okay, what else do we got going here? Okay, what is this? Oh, this is fabulous. Look, I haven't even used this. How shameful. Hasn't even been used yet. I'm actually not liking this. I thought I wanted to use this tissue paper in here, but you know what? I don't think I do. Yeah, you know what? I don't think I do. I didn't want something to break this up, of course. But yeah, tissue paper is not it. I was thinking that that's what I wanted. Maybe music note paper? Or a love letter. Let's see. I have music note paper right here too. I'm being so picky about what I want there, and it's probably, I'm really not going to see a whole lot of it, but we want it to look cool, whatever's going to peekaboo through. I'm trying to figure out what I want here. I don't know if I like to put in that big piece there. I just need to break it up a little bit with something. Maybe I should stop fretting about it because all right, let me just try a few things. I'm going back to the tissue paper. Maybe I do want it. Let me go back to it and see. Okay, you know what? I do like the tissue paper. Just that little bit right there. Okay. Some people are like, girl, that did not make a bit of difference. But you know what? It did in my brain, so. It made a difference in my brain. That's all that matters, right? Right. I just wanted some script to break that up. Yeah, and I think that is it for this. Okay, so let me just wipe my hands off here. So the next thing that I like to do is I like to take a little bit of white gesso or white paint, okay, and put it on with a baby wipe. Let me get some of this out here. Remove that out of the way. If you guys saw my desk, you would be like, girl, you got way too much going on, and I do. Okay, so I'm going to take some white gesso, and I'm going to put this on with a baby wipe. And when you do that, or you can use white acrylic paint. When you do it with a baby wipe, whether it's the white acrylic paint or the gesso, it pushes all this back, but at the same time you can see it come up through. So I love that. So I'm going to take it's a wet baby wipe, dip it in the gesso, and start going over this. And what it does is it kicks it back, so it puts it in the background. But at the same time, you can still see what's underneath. It just kicks it back a little bit, and it adds like a little mystical, magical something to the whole thing. Love it. See how that looks? I love that. And when you do that, you don't have to use any clear gesso over it to make it even a more paintable surface. It's still paintable because it's paper, but when you use a clear gesso or a matte medium, it just even makes it a better surface. But I just put white gesso over this, so you won't need to put any clear gesso. And you can go heavier in spots with the gesso if you feel like you want to have a wider look and knock some stuff out. But this, I'm going to do it like this for right now. Okay. So I'm going to pause you guys for a minute. We're going to let this dry. Also, it's time for me to have a little bit of a snack. So we're going to let this dry. And for you, it'll be about 1 second. For me, it'll be about 10 minutes. Okay, we're going to let that dry. Okay, you guys, I'm back. Well, you guys have, like I said, it was about 15 minutes for me. It was about 2 seconds for you. Okay, so this is dried. Our gesso is dried, or if you want to use white acrylic paint with a baby wipe. Now we're going to do coloring on it. Now you can use, again, a baby wipe and paint that are in these colors and wipe it on with a baby wipe. And again, you'll be able to see through and it'll be very translucent, okay? Or at this point, you could also use the colors I'm going to use. I match up the colors with the background, or you can use watercolor for this also. I'm going to use my Jane Davenport pastel palette. I love this. You know, I need to put something over this because I'm about to mess this up. Let me find something. Yeah, I just want to put something on top of here so I can put these here. And then you can probably see them too. So I have this one out and this one. So I'm going to use the pinks in here. This is just to give a little color. And I'm going to use these makeup brushes. I get them at Dollar Tree. They come in black. These ones I got at another dollar store, but they come in black usually. And I have a third one of these too. All right. It's weird, these pastels, they smell like a cheap eyeshadow. They have that cheap eyeshadow smell. Okay, so since this is pink, I'm going to take it and I'm going to put pink on this. Okay, and I'm going to take that pink and add it a little bit right into here. Okay. See if I use a little deeper pink right there. Yeah, I do. Okay. And then I'm going to throw a little pink. Oh, this will be pretty. Throw a little pink over here on this. And then I'm going to use some purple because a lot of this is purple here. So we're going to use a little bit of purple. I'm going to use this one. You could also use your Tim Holtz Distress Inks too. That's another choice. There's a lot of purple in this. So what I do is I kind of match up like whatever the base color of that piece of paper is, and that's how I colorize it. And we also are going to use a blue. Let's see if we want this light of a blue here. Use that. And you could take that blue and add a little bit into here too. See how interesting? Just use your intuition with this, okay? Just use your intuition. That's what I like about stuff like this. It makes you use your intuition. It makes you trust yourself, because you know what's going on. You know what looks good. Okay. And a little bit of pink. But what I love about using these when I'm making a video especially is that let's see if I add a little, no, I like it all pink there. What was I gonna say? Oh, I like using these though when I'm making a video, because there's no dry time. It's just instant. So it works out really good for videos. And I love these because you can see through them still. You know? Look how pretty that is. Now, do I want to cut any of this back with a little bit of gessoing? Just 1 second. Yeah, I do. I want to take a little bit of gesso. I'm going to use it with my finger and just dab it right into here. And it's going to pick up a little bit of the color, probably. We'll see. It may not pick it up too much, but we'll see. Like, I wanted to cut that back a little bit. So you can take a little bit of white gesso or paint and dab that. If you want to have some areas that are just a little bit whiter or lighter here and there. Now, if you use acrylic paint, you really won't have to worry about any bleed through on anything. And this is just to white out some areas and just give it that little mystical, magical look a little bit. Just blending that out a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit in the corner here. Not a ton, just a little bit. Okay. This is just to give it that mystical, magical look, which I think we have accomplished. Okay, so I'm going to leave that before I cover everything. And look at my hands. I'm going to dry this, and then we're going to take a script stamp over this whole thing. Okay, so let me wash my hands. Let me do this, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I dried that, and now I'm taking my script stamp, and I'm going to use my script stamp, and it won't be real even, and that's perfect. I don't want it real even. I just want it to be here and there. Let me bring this back a little bit. And instead of using black, I decided to use brown, and I'm using this brown, espresso brown. Because of this, because I'm using such really pretty pastel-y colors, I thought the brown will look better than the black. I love to use a script stamp in my work like this. I just think it looks really, I just love the way it looks. I think it looks cool. This here. Very cool. I'm trying to get a little bit more script right there. Sometimes you got to hold it for a second to get let the ink sink in. Perfect. Okay. Love that. Love it. Oh, you know what? I want to have a little bit more script. Right here. There we go. Oh, I think that looks gorgeous. Okay. Sometimes from here I also will put stamps, or I would have put stamps before I put a bunch of different stamps down over the collage material. But you know, we'll do that next time. We're good with what we've done, a lot of steps already. Okay, so next is going to now be our arrangement. Okay, so what do we have? Let me get my I got collage bits everywhere, you guys. Just a second. Sorry about that. I had my iPad just buried, and I need my iPad so we can see where everything goes. Okay. Yeah, we'll put this. All right, there we go. Let me make some room for myself. Just a second. Just gotta put a few things away. Okay, so what are we starting with? Okay, one of the things we need to start with is this piece. Isn't that beautiful? And that's going to go in right over here. Okay, so let's let's glue this in. Okay, so we glued that in. What are we gluing in next? Okay, the house. We got the house and a bunch of butterflies. Let me reorganize myself. Okay. There's the butterflies. There's the house. There's all my butterflies and flowers. I'm about to lose some stuff. All right, so how did I do this? Okay, this goes up here. And then she will go next, like this. Okay. Let me make sure that the flowers are going to fit in here. Actually, I think this goes up further because the flowers. Okay, so I just want to make sure that I have this. Okay, yeah, these are where these are going to go. All right, so I don't want that yet, but what we do want is this, and I need to mark it. Let's bring that over. All right, so then I can see where that goes. All right. So this piece goes in right here. And when I took this piece out, see how I tore it out? There's no way to fussy cut this. Plus, square would make it look too square. When you rip it, like I ripped all of this, I fussy cut, ripped this, I fussy cut, ripped that, and then I ripped this. And all this will blend in together a lot better. Yeah. Plus, you can use paint and stuff to blend it into here. We're going to use probably our, the same things we used. What are they called? Our pastels. We're going to use pastels in here. We're going to color all that stuff, and it will blend in with the background. So this will look like it's in the background when we get there. Okay. Next thing it needs to be is our fairy. And I love making things touch other things because look how much better that looks. And the houses is touching that. When you let things touch and kind of go over things, it makes it look like a painting. So, and that's what we're going for. Let me make sure my flowers are still good. Let me check out my flower situation. Oh, you know what? I kind of put that up too high, I think. I did. It's okay. We can just reconfigure. No major. We'll just reconfigure. Oh, I like it like that. I like that. Okay. We might even just do one flower. No, two. Maybe even do the flowers like that. Do I like it like that? Or do I want to put that like that? Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, so we're good. So the next thing I need to do is I need to put, because I want this flower to go in there and then this to go on top of here. So the next thing we need to do is do the flower. And we're going to just mark that flower so I know where that's going. See, I even took a picture of what I'm doing and I still... But hey, at least you have a little map of what you're doing. And if it doesn't turn out like that, well, oh well. Reconfigure, no major, just reconfigure. Just a second, guys. I'm just, yeah, I have to put her down here. That's gonna look better there. Okay. Let me mark her so I know what we're doing here. All right. Gotta be careful with her legs right there. Two little skinny legs and too many wipes and they'll be broken off. You're not going to see them anyway, so I don't know why I'm even concerned about it. Why am I even concerned about it? You're not going to see them? Okay. There we go. Now it's time for these flowers. Let's see how we're going to put these in. We're going to put the smaller one in through there. Or do we want it like that? No, we don't want to cover the fairy up too much. Already covered it up enough. Yeah, we're going to do it like this. All right. Okay. There we go. And let's put the other flower in, which is going to go right here. See how there's bits and pieces here and there that are coming through? And then we have this one, which is going to go right into here. You know, can I move this over? There we go. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Perfect. Then that'll go there. Okay. Layer all these little flowers. There we go. So pretty. I can tell you, I want to just, oh, do I? I don't know. I'll wait for that. Okay, let me keep going with what I'm doing. Okay, so now we have a bunch of little butterflies that we want to put on here. And I think I want the I want the butterflies like this. Yeah, there's one there. Where did that butterfly go? I just had it. Was this it? Yeah, because it's the only big one I had. Okay. Right there. See, this is what I'm talking about. I love layering things on top of things. Like on top of this, that connects here and here by putting that butterfly right there. Okay. We got a bunch more butterflies, which I want to put like that. These butterflies, I should use a glue stick instead of using my collage glue, but I already have my collage glue out, so. There. Where else do we want to put these? Look how pretty they are. Put one there. Okay, and where's another butterfly going? And then I think we should have some going like that. Okay. Got to be careful with these butterflies, because all you want when you make your copies of this, you want it to be like, you want to use printer paper, because everything blends in so much easier. Do we want this here like that, or do we want it like here, over here, here? Or do I want this up here? No. It's too far by itself. Yeah, right there, it's good. I think kind of flying together like little birds will be perfect. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 4:17 p.m.
Oh man, I wanted to be out of here by 4 o'clock. That's fine. Okay. There we go. Look how pretty that looks. You know what? It is a little too bright in here. Let me... Got my window blinds open. I need to shut those. It's just too bright. There we go. Oh, look how pretty that looks. I am obsessed. Okay, so what we're going to do next is anywhere I see white that needs to be blended in, we're going to blend it in. You could use paint and blend it in with paint, but since we use the pastels, I'm going to go through and we're going to blend all of these edges in. So this white areas, they blend right in. This blends right in. Anywhere I see like that we need to blend it in, we're going to do that. And then we're going to do some white splatters. All right. Okay, guys, continuing on, right here in the middle of this video, it may seem a little bit weird. It's been a day or two, and I had to get back to this page to finish it up. So, anyway, we're finishing this up now. For you guys, it's been 2 seconds. For me, it's been a day or two. Okay. So what we need to do at this point now is we need to see all the white space in here that has been left, because you've just, we've ripped. You saw how I ripped this house out and I ripped this flower out. And so we have these white background. We need to blend all that in. And it's super simple. You can either, you want to match it up with your background. So right over here, we have a lot of pink over here. So we're going to do that with a lot of pink. Okay. We could also mix blue and pink in there. Since we have blue and pink in here, we could do that. And a little bit of, we also have a little bit of purple here too. I covered a lot of the purple up. Just a second. Did I have purple? Just a second. So anyway, it's the colors that are in the background is what you need to use on the little white spots to blend your collage. Just let me make sure of what I got going on. Okay. I did have some purple, but I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to use the blue and the pink. Oh, that's what it was. I think I had two different... I almost can't remember what the heck I did. What did I do? Just a second. All right, we're going to go with these two. We're good. Okay, so you can do the same thing with acrylic paint. Just take acrylic paint, put it on your finger, and just blend it like this. Okay? But we're going to use my what we used originally, which were these, right? Distress Oxides or Distress Inks. Okay, so I'm going to use this one. This is Kitchen Flamingo Distress Oxide. And I love using when I'm doing the blending and stuff, I love using, or even when I'm doing the background to color it, on a video, I do love to use stuff like pastels or like these inks, because I'm dealing with drawing time and making videos and stuff, so it does help. See how that just blends it right into the background right there? So now this looks like it's a part of that, right? We can also just add a little bit of blue. Oh, and I want to say, if you get this on things that you don't want to exactly get it on, you can erase this ink if you haven't put water on it yet. I think you can too once you put water, but I'm not sure, but just to let you know. All right, so beautiful. Look how I'm mixing those together. That's gorgeous. Gorgeous. So I'm loving this. I'm gonna do the pink, and then I'm gonna do the blue. And when I mix the pink and the blue, it creates like a lavender color, and that's probably where I got that lavender color right there. So let's just do a little bit here and a little bit there. Perfect. And I do see an area that I need to erase. Looks like I got it a little bit on my butterfly, which could be fine, but I would rather not. Let me get an eraser out. Oh, here it is. Okay. So I just want to take that off of my butterfly. And that's what's nice about these pastels. You can erase if you get it in places that you don't want it. It's fabulous. And you can go into the background too a little bit. That blends it too. So do it on the white and then also get it into the background too. That'll help. Where I see a little white peak. Oh, again, right here. See this here? That needs to be blended out. Just like a little piece of white. So whatever's around it, just go with those colors. Pink is everywhere, so I just went and put pink in here. Let's put a little bit of that blue. And I'm going to put a little bit of that pink and the blue in the flower and on this house. Because then it'll just blend everything together. Okay, see? So there's a little bit of that pink and that blue that I put in here on that white. I put a little bit of it into this flower and into this house. Just a little bit. It just starts blending everything together really nicely. And then we can put a little bit more of the, oh shoot. I didn't want to do that. I want it blue. We can get a little bit more of that blue. Just put it in here. Just a little bit here and there. And I'm just putting that blue right on the edge of this, just so I can get that, so I can be a little more specific about where I want it at. Look at that. And it all blends in together. So beautiful. Very, very nice. Put a little bit more pink on the edges here. There we go. Beautiful. So that's how you blend the your collage. And also, if you want them to be able to blend them easily, make sure, like, if you have like a whole piece, like I had this house and we saw that, right? I ripped it all the way around. Make sure you rip, not cut. If you just cut it like that, it's going to be real square. But edges that are torn, you can blend a lot easier, which I think looks fabulous. Okay, done with that. So now only thing we have left is just to do some white splashes. One of my favorite parts. And you know what I want to do? Let me move this out of the way. I want to put something over this because I don't want white splashes on this. Do I want white splashes on this one too? You know what? I didn't put white some little white splashes on this one, and I think I do want white splashes. So you know what? We're going to do that. I think I don't want white splashes. It's my little girl right here. So let me get a piece of paper. to protect our little girl. I don't want her with white. I think the white splatters, it just adds a very mystical, fairy, magical look to your work, in my opinion. Okay, so now, let me see if I can scoot this over. Yeah. And you guys can still see it. And I've just discovered this from Aimie. She likes to, I don't know what she uses, but I think she also sometimes uses the gesso. Instead, you can use acrylic paint for this too. You either use gesso or acrylic paint, then add a little water, and then that's it. And that's how you do your white splatters. But if you use the white gesso, she has something else she likes to use too. I forgot what it is. But if you use white gesso, it's white. It stays whiter than the paint does. You're still gonna looks nice, but it even looks better with the gesso. And it's not a major change. It's a mild change, but it's a change. So. And when I did it, I was like, oh, she was right about that. Let me take off my rings because I really don't want to splatter my rings. And just one second. I'm also just going to put something in front of here so I don't splatter like... Let's see if I can get this to stay up. All right. And I'll bring this book back up here in a second. I know you guys aren't seeing a little bit at the bottom. But I just want to just protect my area here with the white splatters. Okay. I remember I was done with my last video. I was like, when I made this one, I was like, oh, I forgot to put my white splatters. Does every piece need white splatters? No, but I think it adds, to me, it's like little sparkles. Let's call this, we're adding the sparkles. That sounds better, doesn't it? Sparkles. Adding the magic sparkles. No, we're going to call this, we're fairy dusting our piece. That's what we're going to call it. Fairy dusting. So always make sure you in your piece, if it's the right thing, in your piece with fairy dusting. I think I used to call it that a long time ago. I think. I don't know. Girl, I can't remember half the things I say. People say I said things, and I'm like, I said that? I don't remember. I say a lot of things. I made a lot of videos in my YouTube life. Beautiful, beautiful. So that's it. And that is it with this one. What do you guys think? I think this turned out so pretty. If you guys like these images, I would definitely get Aimie's books. There'll be links to her channel. And if you want the books, I showed you the titles of them. They'll be linked in the description. And in America, because she lives in another country, in America, I know you can get them, and I think it's the only place is Amazon, because I looked it up, and that's the only place you could get them. I was kind of sorry to say, but anyway. But I wanted my books, so. And they're about $20 or $25 if you like these images. And I have some places on Etsy also that I order from. If you go to my page, that's a it's a punk rock, not punk rock, it's a steampunk inspired page. You can go there, watch that video, and that'll tell you the name of the Etsy shop where you can get a bunch of things like this. And the lady where I got the steampunk images, she does stuff like this too, not just steampunk. So yeah, I think this turned out gorgeous. I'm so excited. And I did these worlds at 2 different times. And don't they seem like this is one big spread that just goes together? I love it. Absolutely love it. All right, you guys. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to do so. Wait 1 second. Let me just see if I need to do a more close-up. No, I think... Let me just bring the book up just to give you a close-up before we end it. Just so you can really, really see. I mean, isn't that the magical little place you'd love to live? I know I'd love to live there. Okay, you guys. That is it for this one. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to do so. If you can give this video a thumbs up. Any comments or questions, leave them below. Come visit me on Facebook. We have a group called Our Magical Little Place. If you have a YouTube channel, if you have an Etsy shop, any artwork that you work on, whether it's stuff like this or any artwork, knitting, crocheting, mixed media, whatever you do, come share, be inspired, get inspired. And that's it for this one, you guys. I will talk to you guys. Make sure you subscribe and give a thumbs up. All right. That's it for this one. Talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.